Hey guys, how's everybody doing? It's Thursday. Today is, what is today? Today's September the 8th, 2016, and I am going to go ahead and jump into this video A to Z, buying and selling on the internet, Amazon, eBay, how to start, how to set up, and how to go from zero to something in the course of hopefully your first few days or first week, and even maybe the first 30 days, your first month. So with that said, we're going to jump into it. I'm going to show you guys step by step in order the first things you need to set up and get ready in order to get out there and start reselling like everybody else is doing if you're not already started. If you're already started selling, there may be some things in here that you have not done that you need to do to get going. I'm also going to include all of the legal things, all of the business registrations, the bank accounts, all the things that you need to do legally to make sure you're above ship and doing everything by the books. For those of you that are still doing it under the table. Now, I understand if you're just small, you're a hobby, you're trying it out, you might not go through all these steps, but whenever you get to the point where you're consistent and you want to make this an actual business, whether it's a small business or a part-time or you want to jump into the big times and go full-time or whatever level you're doing it on, I'm going to show you how to get started. Now, the only disclaimer I'm going to put in here, I am in Florida. The way that we do things here in Florida are different than the way you might do things in California or Texas or Connecticut or wherever it is you might be. So the disclaimer is there are certain things that are going to be in this video, and I will say them when I get to them, that you're going to have to research on your own on the internet. I would be happy to provide links, but the problem is I would be providing 50 links. It's quite a lot of work, so I'm just going to say it's as easy as just Googling X. You'll Google that and you'll find, I'm sure, what you need. If you can't find what you need for your particular state, let me know and I will see if I can find what you need, the resource or the website. I can't guarantee it. I can't promise it because I'm not familiar with any other states, but I will certainly do my best to help. After you have tried to find it, please try to find it yourself. If you can't, then let me know and I'll help you. But with that said, let's get going and jump into the good stuff, the body of this video. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so step number one, guys, for registering a business is you got to get registered with the federal government. The federal government, the IRS, is going to provide you with an EIN. That's an employer identification number, and that's going to allow you to pay your federal taxes and basically be registered to be a real business with the government. You just go to irs.gov. It's very, very easy. And then under filing, you'll go to filings. At the top, you'll see small business and self-employed. Click there. And then I believe it's under EIN. Yes, employer identification number. Click there. And then at the top, it's going to say apply online. Click there and then click the apply online and go through the process. This number, this EIN, is your legal given tax number. In case you've ever been on a website or anything like that and ask you for your EIN, similar to like PayPal, registering it as a business, that is where you get your EIN. Pick out a company name. It's going to ask you to name the company, and that's the name you're going to register with your state as well. You can certainly register it as your own name. I recommend registering it as the name you want to do business as. And you're all set. You'll get a federal EIN tax number, and that's how you file your taxes every year. That's how you file for everything pretty much. And that's very easy. That's the very quick one. The IRS will give it to you in an email. They'll give you the EIN number. I believe you can use that number right away, and they will mail you the actual forms. You don't need the forms to use the number, and you won't need it till next tax season to register for taxes, but they'll mail you the paperwork within a week. But you can start using that number that'll be in your email or right there on the website maybe even. You can just write that down somewhere, save it in your phone, save it wherever you need, and you'll have that number if you need it for anything. So that's step number one, IRS federal EIN tax number. And that's all it's for. It's for use for registering and filing for taxes and for giving out to other companies like PayPal or Amazon or eBay for them to send you a 1099 at the end of the year. So step one, irs.gov, and I will put that link down in the description box as usual. Okay, so step number two is to let the state know that you are a working business ready to go. And you've let the federal government know. Now it's time to let the state know. Now, I don't know how any other state does. This is how Florida does it. So this is my disclaimer. You'll have to look up how to register with your state. But in Florida, we have to register 3 things, sometimes 4. Let's go over all of them. Number 1 is registering your name with the state, just like we did the federal government. And that's done on sunbiz.org, which this is the website. You'll search by your company's name and make sure it's available. That's the first thing you want to do. Probably a good idea to make sure it's available in your state before you file it with the federal government. You don't want to file a name with the federal government, which they'll take anyone, because remember, there could be, multiple company names. There could be Microsoft.com or Microsoft Incorporated in Washington and in Florida. So they could sue you, but you just want to make sure the names are available. So go to Florida, go to your state's website, make sure the name is available, and then register the name with the state. This is where we register it. We can register it as a corporation, an LLC, or a sole proprietor. If you don't know the differences between those, please contact a CPA or an accountant. You'll need to know that when you file with the federal government for your EIN as well on that last website, irs.gov. Basically, a sole proprietor is you're just in business yourself. You don't have any employees. Any money you make will be taxed one time, and it just goes into your bank account, and that's it. If the company makes 50 grand, that means you made 50 grand. You report that on your income taxes. You pay the taxes after deductions, and you're good. A corporation is different. You'll need to write yourself paychecks in most cases. You'll have employees, corporate structure. I personally have an LLC. It's a sole owner LLC. It works exactly the same as a sole proprietor. The income is passed through, which means whatever the company makes, I make, and that's what I pay taxes on. I don't have to have a paycheck. So if my company starts the year with $0, it ends the year with 50,000. It means I made a $50,000 profit. I take all my deductions. I pay the IRS their taxes. If it's 10 grand, I send them their 10,000. There's 40,000 left over, and that can go right into my personal bank account, and I don't ever have to pay taxes again on it. I pay the taxes on the profit. That's it. That's my income, and that's what I report. So that's why I have an LLC. Plus, I get the protection of an LLC, which is minimal, but it is helpful. So you'll need to research those, LLC, corporation, sole prop. Most of you are going to be a sole proprietor, I imagine, or maybe a sole owner LLC, if you know what that is and you know how to work it. But other than that, just register it with your state under the company name, and that's step 1, and you'll be perfectly fine. Step 2 is to register your name with the county. In our state, in Florida, we have to register with the state and with the county. The county charges us $35 a year to operate within our county. That's an occupational license. You may want to Google that, occupational license. So we've registered with the government. The government registration, I think, was like $60 or $80. The state registration cost me like $120 for the year. And the county registration is $35 for the year. So I'm at $155. That EIN for the government is only a one-time fee. So that was like $60. So I'm up to like $215 to completely register the business. Number 3 is to buy a fictitious name if you need it. If you don't know what a fictitious name is, it's very easy. Sometimes companies like to file their company name as a corporate name, but they operate under a different name. The example I can give you is that McDonald's is actually called Casper's Company Incorporated. I know they're on the stock exchange as McDonald's, but a lot of the franchisors operate under their names or a different name, but they're doing business as DBA, which you've probably heard before, McDonald's. So if that's the case, if your company name is Casey Paris or Rockstarflipper Incorporated, but you want to operate as Worldwide Sales or whatever it is, you have to have a DBA. My corporate name is Worldwide Sales LLC. I operate on YouTube as the Rockstarflipper. I own the DBA, the doing business as fictitious name of Rockstarflipper. It allows me to do business as Rockstarflipper if I so choose. Without that, you can get fined. You can get in trouble because people have to be able to track you down to who owns Rockstarflipper. They can. If they need to, they can. So that's registering a DBA if needed. That's step 3. The last step for me in Florida is to go down to the Department of Revenue or go on their website, which is here, and file for a sales tax certificate. What is a sales tax certificate? I'm going to show you, as long as it doesn't have any important information on it, I'll figure it out. But this is my sales tax certificate. You guys can see that. And this allows me, let's see, right there. This allows me to collect sales tax in the state of Florida. Anybody that buys an item from me that's located in Florida, where I am located, or any states where I'm located, if I had a warehouse or storage or an office in other states, those states count as well. I'd have to get sales tax for every state that I do business in, that I'm located in. Every time a customer buys a product or a service, I have to charge them sales tax, or I have to pay the sales tax out of my money that they've paid me for their services or goods. And that's what this sales tax certificate is for. Every quarter, sometimes it's every year, it depends on your state and how you're set up. Mine is every quarter. Every 3 months, I send the state a check for 7%, which is what our percentage is, of my total in-state Florida sales. It's not that much. It's a couple $100 at most, but I pay that. That also allows me, when I'm buying merchandise, to buy it tax-free, as long as it's for resale. If I'm buying it to keep it, if I want to buy myself a new flat screen TV to hang on the wall, that's not sales tax exempt. I'm not buying that to resell. I'm buying that for my personal self. If the government or the state finds out that you're doing that, you'll be in big trouble. But if you're buying that TV to resell it wholesale or to sell to someone else, by all means, buy it tax-free. You have to have a sales tax certificate to do that. So that's why you will register for that. That's step 4, and that gets us fully registered and set up, at least here in Florida. Again, your state might be different. Google it and find out. But that will get us set up for the state of Florida. Your state, you're now registered with the government, the federal government, and now with your state government, you're ready to do business. So that's the second round. Let's move on to the third round, which is going to be bank account. Okay, so the next thing, once you're all set up and you're ready to do business, you're going to want to have a bank account. You want to keep everything separate from your personal. Trust me on this. Some people don't like to do it. Even if you're pass-through or sole owner income, keep everything separate, period. Go down to a bank that you like. Your personal bank is best, whoever you have a relationship with. Take your EIN, your federal EIN number that you got from IRS.gov, and your state information if you have it already. Go down to the bank. Every bank is different with what they require, and they will set you up a bank account under that business name, which you can deposit checks. You can link to your PayPal account, to your Amazon account, whatever you intend to do with that bank account. But it's very, very important that the money comes in to a business account and only goes to your personal accounts once you have taken care of all the things you have to take care of for the business and you want to pay yourself. You'll transfer that money over to your personal account. That's the way it works, and that's the easiest way to do it. Take all that information down to the bank, or call your bank, or the next time you're in your bank, ask them what they require, and once you have it all, take it down there and open a bank account. That is the next step that you have to have before you get going online selling, a bank account. If you're not a big fan of bank accounts, I know some of you commented that you don't like banks, it's going to be tough to operate a business. You certainly can operate a cash business without doing anything of the rest. If you're buying and selling in cash, you don't have to have a bank account if you're not an online seller. If you're selling on Facebook and Craigslist local, you certainly could do that and keep a handwritten total of all your transactions, a receipt book, and then pay your taxes. I don't even know how you pay your taxes. I assume you would go buy a bank check or a money order and mail them. I don't know how that would work. I don't operate a cash business like that. And that's tough. I don't know how you do that, but a bank account is a must-have if you're going to run a business for sure. So that's the next step. Okay, so with most of you, you're going to want to sell on eBay and Amazon. So the next reasonable thing to do is to sign up for an eBay and Amazon account if you don't already have one. If you already have one, then you're all set. If you don't, then let's start with eBay. Once you go to ebay.com, there's a register button right here. And you're going to register. It's going to ask you to have an email, re-enter email, password, first, last name, and register. Or you want to register for a business account. And this is where you will need that business username. And eventually they're going to ask you for an EIN. Or if you have a DBA, here's your business name here, business information, confirm your contact information, and then enter payment info, which you'll use PayPal later. But they're going to ask you to probably link a card. I can't remember because it's been a while since we set this up. But just go through the process and set it all up as a business if you're going to run it as a business. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at setting up as business. So that's how you set up eBay. Make sure that you have a good name ready. And if it's not available, just change it a little bit. If you're doing business as Kelly's Clothes Store and Kelly's Clothes Store isn't available, you can do Kelly's Clothes Store 1. You won't get in trouble for that. You're perfectly fine to operate as something close just because the username wasn't available. So that's eBay. PayPal, same thing again. If you're going to sign up, you're going to want to sign up as a business account. Standard allows you to accept credit cards, PayPal and credit, swipe cards, and create email invoices. The only thing you get as a professional is phone payments, customizing a checkout. This is kind of more, I don't even think I pay for the professional. I think I just have the standard. I don't think you need the professional. I'll be honest, start with the standard. If you find that there's something in professional that you need, do it. But I don't pay for this. I'm pretty sure I don't. So yeah, just go with the standard. And then it's going to ask you for email and go through the sign up process. That'll sign up your PayPal account. And Amazon, we'll go here to register. And Amazon's going to ask you all the same stuff. No PayPal required for Amazon. It is $40 a month to sign up for Amazon. So if you're only going to sell a couple items on Amazon, wait. Only sign up for Amazon if you're doing enough business that your profit is going to be more than $40. But there you go. You can start a free trial, but basically you just want to sign up and go to town on it. Start your free trial. Obviously use it for whatever they offer the free trial amount for, and then they'll ask you to bill $40. But make sure you're ready to go with Amazon before you do all that. So that's setting up the eBay, the Amazon, and the PayPal accounts. Once you set up the eBay account and you're ready to go, and you've got it and you log in, and everything's good to go, I'm going to go ahead and log in here. It's going to ask you to change your account over to a business account. I'm not going to go into all the personal stuff because this gives away a lot of personal, but you'll just go to my eBay. You guys can see my sales. I don't care if you guys see it. You guys can see exactly how much I do. I don't want people to think that I don't actually do the sales that I do. And here's another good example. My eBay name is the Electronic Zone 1. Same on Amazon. I actually operate under that name. So I also, in addition to Rockstarflipper, I originally owned the DBA for Electronic Zone. I just bought the Rockstarflipper DBA when I started the YouTube channel because I knew that at some point it might start making money. I would need that. But under my eBay, I believe it's under, it's down under your account somewhere. But you'll need to change everything over under settings and everything to personal. And it might be, yeah, account settings. So you'll just go there and make sure you change it from personal to business account. But other than that, you're all set up. You're ready to go. And yeah, I mean, that's basically as easy as it is to set up. I'm back over here, guys. It's as easy as that to set up a full eBay, Amazon, and PayPal account. Link them all together. If you don't know how to link them, make sure you Google that. It's real easy to link PayPal and eBay. It's underneath that account setting tab I just showed you. So then you're all set up. You're good to go on eBay. You're good to go on Amazon. You're good to go on PayPal. You'll put your bank account information in there. And I recommend getting a PayPal debit card, which is available once you have your PayPal account set up and linked to your bank. And that way you can withdraw the money or use the PayPal debit card to buy merchandise. I use it all the time when I'm out at Goodwill outlets. So that's a really good idea to have that, because I'll sell $100 worth of stuff. I'll go to Goodwill outlet, swipe it for $20 or $30, take the inventory back, list it, and then it sells and it's available to me right away without having to worry about that transfer between PayPal to your bank account. So those are the next steps. Get the 3 big accounts set up. Okay, the last account that I recommend you guys opening up, you don't have to do this. This is optional, but it's really good if you need to create a label manually outside of eBay or Amazon and pay for it. Go to USPS, and they'll just need a credit card and mailing information. Create a USPS account. You can also order free supplies on the USPS account once you have an account. It doesn't cost anything to sign up for. Just go to USPS.com and click on sign up for the account. Give them the credit card information. It's free. Get an account registered, and then you can order all those padded flat rates, small, medium, large flat rates, priority shipping boxes. You can order all that stuff for free and get it shipped to your business address, whether it's your house or your office or whatever. So I recommend definitely signing up for a USPS account as well. Again, if you need help with any of these things, please leave me a question or a comment or email me. Let me know what you're having a problem with, and hopefully I can help you get through it. The things with registering for your state, I probably won't be a lot of help because I've only registered a business in Florida, so I don't know a lot about the other states. I sort of know a little bit about California because I know a few people with businesses out there, and I can certainly ask them. And I know a few things about Maryland. Maryland is another state that I know about. I'm from Maryland originally, and I still have contacts in Maryland that own businesses that I can certainly help with. So those 3 states, Maryland, Florida, and California, I can try to help with. Outside of that, I'm probably going to be useless, but Google is your friend for sure. So next step, USPS account. Okay, guys, so once you have your business set up and your your bank account set up and all of your business things, your accounts, your eBay, your PayPal, everything is ready to go. You are prepared to start buying your merchandise and selling. Before you buy your first piece of merchandise, before you get out there and go to the stores and start sourcing and spending money and getting ready, you want to be prepared back at the home front, at your office, at your house, at your business, wherever it is you're going to conduct your business with the merchandise, where you're going to list it, where you're going to sell it, where you're going to ship it. You want to be completely set up and prepared at that location to receive the merchandise in, prepare the merchandise, photograph the merchandise, list the merchandise, and then eventually ship the merchandise once it sells. So in order to prepare that area, wherever it's going to be, there's going to be a few things, and there's a lot of items you're going to need to get ready, but there's a few key items that no matter what, you have to have these, and they need to be in place, prepared, ready to go on day number 1. So I'm going to go down that list. I have another video about items you should have in your office at all times, but this is going to be a comprehensive, every single item that you need on day 1, ready to go, no questions, period. So let's jump right into Okay, so number 1, you're going to have a computer. If you intend on listing and selling using your computer, even if you don't intend on listing with your computer, if you're going to use your smartphone, then you still need a computer, because you're going to need to log into these websites sometimes and check on your PayPal account, your eBay account, whatever it is. This is my computer setup right here. And you can usually set up a computer pretty cheap. If you need to go cheap, you can do it for $400 or $500 for a basic computer setup. It doesn't matter if you have a desktop. You can do it on a laptop. I'm on my laptop right now recording. This is my laptop right here. You guys just saw my desktop setup. I have both. Pretty much, if you're watching this video, I assume that you have some kind of computer setup. So that's first. The second that goes with that, you're going to need a printer setup. And you guys can see my printer right over there. That's a laser printer. You can actually see some of the labels I just printed out right there that are sitting on the ground. I use a laser printer. I also have a thermal printer, which is directly over there. We use both. I've explained before why I use both, but mainly we use the laser printer. I like it better. My own reasons, but I do. With that laser printer, you're going to need label paper. And I recommend two-sided, it's half and half sheet, where you can print 2 labels. And these labels are, let's see if I can find a quarter here, peel and stick labels. And that is so that you can peel the label, stick it on your box, and go. You don't have to tape the box, tape the label. Just peel and stick. Pretty easy. So you want to have a computer, a printer, and label paper. Make sure you stock up. If you think you're going to start off by just selling 1 or 2 items a day, you just buy 1 pack of label paper. You can get them at Office Depot. You can get them off eBay or Amazon. You can get them a lot of places. So that's the first few things. You're going to need a smartphone. When you're outsourcing, you've got to have a way to look things up. You are outsourcing, buying items, not have a smartphone, iPhone, Android, Windows, whatever it is you have, some kind of smartphone that you can, I use an iPhone, that you can quickly go to an eBay app, which is right there, that you can click on and go to the eBay app or the Amazon app and look things up quickly for pricing, then you're going to be in serious trouble. It's just the way it is. So if you're on an old school phone, look at upgrading into a new smartphone. There's a lot of great deals on them. You can get them cheap. You can pay monthly for them. Make sure you have some kind of smartphone in order to look these prices up. So that's the next item that you're going to need, a smartphone. After you've got that, once you've got to the point where you can list items, your smartphone, your computer, you can print the labels when they sell, now you need to be able to pack the items. So in order to pack the items, go back to your USPS account and order, again, depending on what you're selling and how many you think you're going to sell, priority boxes. Get a few, or you can get these at your local post office. You can get small, you can get mediums, you can get larges, a few of each. You can get the by weight priority boxes. We've gone over those before. Grab a few of each, have them in stock. You also want to get padded flat rates. They look like these. They're bubble envelopes, but they're padded flat. They cost $5.90 if you print them through eBay. These are only available on the website. Most of the locations don't cover these. I've seen one or two very rarely. I know where those are in case I need them in an emergency. But these you need to order on the website, which is why I said get an account. Order them. They're free. They'll ship you a pack of 25 or 50. Put them away. Put them in a closet. Put them wherever you need them. You will use these, especially if you ship items that are heavy, that will go in here and will be cheaper than shipping by weight. So padded flats. Make sure you get all of your USPS supplies ready. Also for shipping, make sure you get all of your first class and poly bags ready. If you're going to be selling clothing, these poly bags are super good. You can buy a pack of 500 of them for like $30. You can buy a box of 25 of them or 250 of them for like $18. These are like 15.5 by 12 or 15.5 by 10, I think. They're just thin, no padding, no protection, but they're for clothes. If you plan on selling clothes, you're going to want to have these. They're for first class. You can also ship things priority by weight in these. If something weighs 2 pounds and you're going to ship it by weight instead of padded flat, you certainly could mail it in these, but mainly I use these for first class. If you need first class padded, you can order these envelopes off eBay or Amazon or get them at Walmart or Office Depot. It's cheaper in bulk. I order these 500 at a time for like $89 off eBay. So make sure you have these for first class. They come in all different sizes. Again, this is like a 13.5 or 14.5 by 12 or 15.5 by 12, something like that. But there it is. Also, I have these small boxes for first class and priority to ship things. I have quite a few sizes. I have a taller one. I have a square one. I have all different sizes in case I need an item to fit in this. Basically, stocking up on boxes and envelopes. It's all dependent on the items you're going to sell. If you intend on only selling clothes, you may never need those boxes or those padded flat rates. Envelopes. You may just only need poly bags. It just depends on what you're going to sell. So you need to judge what you're going to sell, judge what you're going to pick up, and then get the boxes accordingly. If you go out and you buy other items and you realize you don't have the shipping packaging to package them when they sell, after you buy them and put them in inventory, go get what you need to ship them with. Go get a box or envelopes or whatever, and then when it ships, you're ready. You have it there. You don't want an item to sell at 10 o'clock tonight and you wake up in the morning and you got to ship it and you don't have a box, you don't have an envelope. Make sure that you have the supplies you need ready as soon as you buy the item. If you don't ever plan on buying a bigger item and selling it, don't buy a bigger box. If you go out and you get a really good deal on something, then go get a box for it. Don't overspend and don't overplan, but make sure you're ready. That's all I'm saying. I always keep packs of plain white paper around in case I was to run out of label paper or in case, I just need plain white paper for something. I just always keep a pack of that around. And then to seal the boxes, Uline has the best guns. The tape guns from Walmart and Target are terrible. I break them in like a week. Seriously, I don't know why. They're just really bad quality. The red ones, the red and black ones. These blue ones are heavy duty. I mean, I've dropped these things. I never break them. With the Walmart Target red ones, I always break the little shield off. I always break the handle. They're terrible. This Uline one is probably a year old. So get a Uline tape gun. I recommend this one right here, uline.com. You can order the tape gun. And then get packs of tape. I buy my packs of tape right off eBay, like 30 or 40 rolls of them for like $20, $25. So I always have tape guns to seal the boxes with. Done. So that's another thing that you need. Tape gun, very, very important. So that's all your shipping supplies. The last shipping supply, probably the single most important shipping supply you're going to ever buy, should cost you no more than $20 on eBay. I think mine was like $17.99. This is a 50-pound desktop scale. There it is. And you guys can see. Just power it on, power it off. It comes up to 0 weight. This is 50 pounds, which you shouldn't be shipping anything more than 50 pounds. If you are, then you're going to have to weigh it on your scale at home in your bathroom or something. But this is grams and ounces, pounds. You guys can see. This is an Accutech, and I believe the model number is, W8250. You guys might be able to see that on the back. I'll hold that up. There is the model number right there. W8250 Accutech. This cost me like 17 or 18 bucks on eBay. This scale, bang, weigh anything you need, accurate weight. It's perfect. It works great. Cheap. Make sure you have a scale to weigh everything. The difference between 15 ounces and 17 ounces is $3 times 10 packages a month, $30, $40 a month. You could save just by having a scale that you paid $17 for. So that's all of our packing and shipping material. So that's the next thing you need to do to have set up at your place of business, at your location, your office, whatever it is, to make sure you're ready when that merchandise comes back to ship it and get it delivered to the customer after it sells. All right. Okay, the next area that you need set up in your office or place of business when you start buying merchandise is you need to have a camera. Either you're going to use a DSL camera, DSLR, you're going to use a digital, you're going to use your phone, whatever you're going to use to photograph the merchandise. Make sure that's ready to go. A lot of us use the phones or iPad or whatever, so that's not too difficult. Make sure you have some kind of lighting, some kind of good lighting. I don't know if you guys can see, but hang on, let me lift up. There we go. Over there, right where my finger is, that's a light. That light, sometimes we use that desk. That desk has got stuff on it. It'll be cleared off. We'll put an item, small item down on there, and that light will shine light, and we'll get natural lighting around it. So super, super good to have some kind of lighting source. And an area to photograph. My mom uses the mannequins. You guys have seen that in other videos. Here, we don't do a lot of clothing. We do all the other stuff, so we can do it right on the desktop, right in front of us, shine the light down, and then take the picture. So just make sure you have a good photography area or 2 photography areas, whatever you need to photograph the items that you're buying. Camera, phone, and photography area. Very, very important. Lighting source. And some people use a shade or a light box. They build all these fancy things. I don't go through all that. I know I probably should, but I never have. It's just me. I don't know. Basic, get the pictures, get the listings. I'm more worried about list than perfect. I know perfect does better, but I'm more about quantity. So that's just me. I know my quality is good enough to sell and good enough that we don't get returns, so I don't need to be the top tier best photographer on the internet. That's just my opinion. Some of you like that. Some of you have that inner photographer that you have to be perfect. It's tough because Kate, for those of you that don't know, is a photographer by profession. She's got a professional company. She takes photographs on the weekends because she loves it. She works for me during the week, and having her as a photography taker on items, not good. She has to be perfect with every item. I just want her to go. Not to talk bad about her, but she takes really good photos, so I understand. But yeah, so the photography area is your next step, and that will get you prepared when the merchandise comes in to photograph it, list it, and then you've got your shipping materials ready to pack and ship it. Let's move on to the most important thing, which is the buying. This is the last step. Now you're all set up completely. You're ready to take care of taxes. Your business is registered. Your office is set up to photograph and receive the merchandise. Your packing supplies are ready to ship it when it sells. Now we got to go get the merchandise. Let's talk about setting up and getting ready. Okay, so because you have your bank account set up, you should have a business debit card for that bank account. Or if you're still waiting on that or you haven't set that up yet, you can get cash or you can take it out of another account. Make sure it's a business account though. Get your money ready. Get your capital, your spending. Know what you have to spend when you go out. Is it 200? Is it 500? Is it 100? Is it 1,000? Whatever you've got to spend, put that budget into your phone and know that's what you have to spend. If you're going yard sailing, go to the ATM, withdraw cash. Take the cash and get $1 bills, quarters, 20s, 10s, whatever denominations you think you're going to need for a yard sale. You always want small bills, usually 1s and 5s and quarters. I usually keep a pocket full of quarters. I'll keep like $2 or $3 in quarters. I'll keep like $20 in 1s and like $20 in 5s and then like a couple 10s and a couple 20s. I'll usually go to yard sales with like $100, $150 just in case. If something comes up more expensive than that and I need more money, I'll just shoot out to the main road. I'll go to the ATM. A lot of yard sellers will let you put the deposit and hold the item, or they'll set it aside to you. Tell them, I'll be right back in 5 minutes. Go to the ATM, get more cash, go. If it's like a $200 item or something. And typically when I pull up in my car, they don't ever question that I'm coming back. Yeah, so make sure you have the cash ready to go out or the debit card if you're going to the stores. I use business credit cards. I get reward points, and then I just, when the items sell and I transfer my bank account, I just pay the cards off and then keep just rotating it. So that's step one. Get a budget, get your cash, get your money ready. Now you got to plan your day. Are you going to yard sale? Are you going to store shop? Are you going to pawn shop? Are you going to thrift store? Goodwill outlets? What are you going to do? Make sure somewhere in a notepad or a spreadsheet, you write down every location of every thrift store, every location of every Goodwill, Goodwill outlet, Goodwill retail, Salvation Army, a list of every place you might possibly want to shop, except yard sales because they change. All the stores. Write down their addresses and their store hours. Trust me. Believe me when I tell you, the days they're open, every day, the store hours each day. You will question that later and need to go back and look at it, or while you're on the road. I did it in a spreadsheet, and then I emailed the spreadsheet to myself, and I pull that spreadsheet up on my phone all the time. So I know when stores are open, where they are, the address to GPS them, all that stuff, top to bottom. I know where every Salvation Army, every Goodwill outlet, every thrift store, mom and pop within like 30 miles of here, and every pawn shop. My list is literally like 500 lines long. It's insane, but I have that information. With one click, I can pull it up and always know what's open, when it's open, how much longer it's open, and where it is, how to get to it. So that's very important for planning your route. Then you know where you're going and how to get there. If you're going to do it for yard sales, you'll have to do it weekly. I tend not to do that. I do research where yard sales are. I go on Craigslist. I go on the yard sales site. I Google church sales. I make lists. I'm on email lists for estate sales, but I don't typically make a list every week of where I'm going. I just plan the neighborhood and the area I'm going, and then I drive. You know, when you drive, you find a lot of yard sales. So you go to one or two, and then you'll find more along the way. So planning the route and knowing all the stores, very important to get. And then get going. Get in the car, drive out there, make your route, buy your merchandise, research, buy it all, and bring it back to the area that you've set up, and you're all ready to go to list. That is basically from start to finish the easiest way that I know to tell you guys to register a business, prepare your office, prepare your bank account, prepare yourself, prepare your buying and sourcing locations, and then get out and buy and source. There are a million steps in between all this. I'm sure you're going to have to do, from buying ink pens and notebooks. Make sure you have a notebook or a notepad on your phone for writing notes. Get a receipt book if you're going to do yard sales. Those little receipt books that you see at Walmart, you can buy them for $2 or $3. That's the best way. For those of you that continue to ask about cash transactions, if you're going to do business in cash and you're going to buy items in cash or you're going to sell items in cash, the only way to prove those transactions to the IRS is to have a receipt book where you write it down when you buy it or sell it. Write the date, write the item, write the price, whether you bought it or sold it, and what you bought or sold it for, and then sign it, date it, and if you can get the customer's information or the location or the address, or they want to sign it. Most people won't. I don't ask them to. Typically, my written records are very good, and being that I can back it up with my QuickBooks, the IRS tends to believe what I say. Don't lie on it. If you paid $5 for something at a yard sale, put it down, put $5. Don't fudge your numbers. There's no point. You get plenty of deductions for riding around and supplies and all that, so there's no need to fudge numbers. I know a lot of people do because there's no way to prove what you really paid at a yard sale, but if the audit came up and all your numbers were unreasonable, they're likely to hammer you. So just put what you paid for it on there. And it's so cheap anyways. Who cares? But that's it. That's pretty much, I hope I covered everything I can think of to cover, everything that you need, and you need to be ready and prepared to sell. I know this is a super long video, so I do apologize for that, but I wanted to include everything. So I know some of you will get information from one part and not need the rest of it, so that's fine if you bounce around in the video and skip to different parts just to get what you need. But hopefully this takes care of everybody. And all the questions that you guys had about that. I know there's going to be a lot more questions, so please leave them down in the comment section of this so I can answer the rest of the questions. And do keep in mind, if you're in other states, the registration questions, I may not know the answer to, and I apologize ahead of time, but I will try to research and help you if I can. I can't promise that, but I'll see what I can do. The comments and the questions I'm getting are starting to come in by the hundreds. It's insane. So I really appreciate that, guys. I know you guys have a lot of questions. Please bear with me as I get to them as quickly as I can. I will get to each and every question. If I don't, just remind me friendly and nicely that I missed your question, or you can yell at me and just tell me I'm lazy and I totally blew you off and to please get to your question. Both methods work, I promise. The other thing I want to mention is I saw a video today from another YouTuber. You guys know him really well. It's Steve Rakin over at Rakin Profits. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, please go check out his channel. He's got a lot of good content. Steve made a video today asking about collaborating with other YouTubers, which is something I don't mind doing. It's something I'm actually interested in doing. There's a lot of great YouTubers that I watch. I've mentioned in other videos. And Steve got a lot of comments from a lot of you guys and from a lot of people that I don't recognize, a lot of subscribers that don't comment that I appreciate as well, suggesting that I collab with Steve or that he collabs with me. which I really appreciate. That's flattering, and I thank you guys for that. I don't mind doing a video with Steve or with anybody else that wants to do the video. I'm always down for learning more from somebody, going back and forth and bouncing ideas off of other people. So if that's something that Steve's interested in doing, then by all means, he can definitely reach out to me. And Steve, if you're watching this, please reach out to me, message me, or email me. It's down in the description. That direct email you can hit me up on. And I'd definitely be interested. And if there's anybody else out there that's a YouTuber or a reseller that has a channel that's interested in collaborating, reach out to me and I'll take a look, and we'll see if we can't work anything out. But it's always a good idea to bounce ideas and learn from other people. So never shoot down the idea of working with somebody else. I don't see Steve or Chris the Bonafide Hustler or any of those, Nicole State, another great channel. I don't see any of those people as competition. I see them as an equal, as a peer in this industry. There's so much room for all of us. We're so spread out across the country that there's definitely room for him and I and Nicole and everybody to make money and make YouTube videos and teach you. Because what Nicole does in Oregon, or what Steve does in Connecticut, or what Chris does in Texas, is totally different from what I do in Florida, and what I do here is different from what they have there. So there's always places to learn, and different things you'll learn from different people in different parts of the country. So definitely check their channels out. As much as you guys check my channels out, I know they appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you guys. And learn from all of us. There's always new stuff to learn, and you might be located in Maine or Colorado or somewhere that you have tips and ideas that you leave in the comments for us that we learn from. So that's totally awesome. I totally appreciate all you guys, and hopefully I do get to collab with some of these guys in the future, and girls, Nicole, and anybody else that's interested. Again, please just reach out and let me know. Thanks everybody for watching the video. Sorry to keep it so long. The like button over there is wanting you to press it, I'm sure, after you watch this. Questions and comments down in the box, and subscribe before you leave if you haven't. If you're a new viewer and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you click that little gear box over there, it'll give you a box to click on to receive notifications from me. And last thing, social media links are down in my description box as well, with a few links that are relevant to this video. And I'm going to let you guys go with that. Tomorrow is Q&A Friday. Make sure to get any questions and answers in for Q&A Friday. Hopefully Kate will be joining us tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I think she will be. And with that said, have a wonderful Thursday night, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday. See ya.